Welcome to the Knuckleheads of Liberty. Let's jump to our Knucklehead Noise Patrol to give us another diversion from our rather deep argument on the on trade. Yes. But this takes us back to a recent Knucklehead that we talked about, and that is our Supreme Court, our wise Latina on the Supreme Court, Justice Sotomayor. And so during this recent discussion that we had where she was talking about the constitutionality of this OSHA mandate from Joe Biden, she said something that, didn't have to be tied to that particular thing, but she voiced kind of an ignorance of the Constitution that was just sort of really surprising from a Supreme Court justice. And what she said was, I'm not sure I understand the distinction why states would have the power to institute a mandate such as OSHA's, but the federal government wouldn't. And so, this goes right to the 10th Amendment, apparently, and that says that the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So, there's a clear, I guess, path there for there to be these powers that a state would have that the federal government wouldn't, and it just seemed really odd to hear a Supreme Court justice sort of wondering out loud about things that are right there in that Constitution. So, you guys have any thoughts on this one?
I have to say that I'm particularly offended by this woman's statement. You know why? She and I share a birthday. I'm particularly offended that somebody born on my birthday could be such a jackass. Oh God, we'll have to block that out. Anyway, we'll have to beep that out. But on a serious note, the 10th Amendment, I believe, is one of the most abused amendments, because as the federal government keeps on grabbing more and more power and taking away our liberties, it is in clear and direct violation of the 10th Amendment, and they just keep on going at it. And we have Supreme Court justices, this one in particular right now, seem to be ignorant of what was the use and purpose of the 10th Amendment. And this is a real problem in our society, and this is a real problem for our freedom and our liberty.
Yeah, I agree. That's outrageous that she would, it belies her true feelings about the power of the federal government. Apparently, it's a monarchy or something. It's not a federalized, constitutionally based agreement between states that have sovereignty over themselves, and people also are sovereign people, and so it just puts the importance all into the federal government from a justice. That just shows where she's coming from. That's what she really wants. She wants centralized power, not this distributed power. And so I don't trust her. I don't like her. And I have to say that in the first show, I never once mentioned Tulsi Gabbard. So here's my time. I'm going to say hello, Tulsi.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, always and forever.
Thank you for listening to the Knuckleheads of Liberty podcast.